Today, I'm looking for a keyboard and this is the budget I have. And this is a few keyboards that I've looked at. First one, Magic Touch Ninja. I love this keyboard, but too bad it doesn't have RGB. It's 2018, everything should be lit up with multicolors. The next one is the Razer Huntsman. We took a look at it not too long ago and it's nice, but way too expensive for me. It's like more than double of my budget. Thirdly, Techwear Phantom RGB. Very budget oriented, but it doesn't have software controls and thus buttons are not programmable, so nope. And lastly, we have CK550. New Cooler Masters keyboard that's using Gateron switches. Okay, I'll take it. So for 250 ringgit, not dollar, I got this keyboard, CK550. So let's do an unboxing. You may do the honors since you are the one who sell me the keyboard.
Okay, this looks a bit familiar, but we leave that to the end later. Anyway, you get this hardcover, and it's a good thing to have. It's just that this cutout is still something that's really unpleasantly familiar.
Yep, it's just not too long that we saw a keyboard with this thing too.
And okay, you have this user manual.
User manual. Useful?
It has all the shortcut keys you'll need for, all the RGB things and the rest. Last but not least, the keycap puller, which is more favorable. This kind of design is good. Not this is bad for the keycaps. So yeah, this is bad. Okay, for the keyboard, first of all, the design looks pretty familiar. If you're one of those guys who hunt for affordable keyboards.
So as you know, we actually have an influx of cheap mechanical keyboards, and safe to say this one has quality control and also
reasonable quality control, I would say.
And it uses some switch that we like a lot, Gateron Red. It's also available in other Gateron color switches.
Okay, for the design of a keyboard, it's a full size, so you expect pretty much all the functions there. One thing I like about this keyboard is that they actually retain this cluster for multimedia controls, which is a lot easier to control because instead of pressing the usual ones we've seen on certain keyboards, quite a lot, you have to press the FN keys and some keys which located somewhere here. So instead of having to use two hands, all you need for this kind of design is just your right hand.
A lot more convenient.
Okay, so for the bottom of the keyboard, you'll find it quite empty, but
pretty basic. You just have some feet here. This is actually an entire friction pad,
which is good because it will keep your keyboard still here on your desk, given that your keyboard it's kind of lightweight, so you need bigger pads for this. And for the keyboard feet, you can raise it. It's just single level, so not really any issues.
Pretty basic again.
But good thing about this design is that after you raise the keyboard feet, it actually has the same friction pad here. Unlike most keyboard we've seen, right? The friction pad on the keyboard feet is actually a lot wider, bigger pieces, I would say. So it will give you the sufficient friction for the keyboard to stay in place, which is good. Okay, RGB wise, yes, it has RGB, but unlike most RGB you will find, among the affordable keyboards, I would say, is that you can actually control it using the software that comes together with it.
Throughout my experience with this, my first experience, I didn't use any software. I just controlled all the lighting modes on the keyboard itself, and it works. You do have F2 until F4 to control R, G and B individually. Of course, you won't have that much color options, but it works. If you want to install a software which is very good, and I suggest you should, you can do even more crazy lighting modes and also program every single key, and you have a total of 4 profiles.
Compared to, you know, those cheaper RGB keyboards that it's limited in terms of functions
And colors.
and profiles.
And this one is,
Oh, this is actually demo mode.
I'm not sure what mode is that. I'm gonna change it for you. So let's go for rain.
Just so that you guys can see how it is, I'll hold it this way.
Yep.
For better view.
Rain, you can select rain color. I'm gonna go for, I don't know, raining blood. Let's go for red. And then background color, I'm not too sure what is that. Let's go for blue.
Yes, this is how it looks like.
Okay, so this is something fancy. And the most common one is breathing, of course. You can breathe in random colors apparently.
Yes.
Let's go for higher speed.
Yes, you can actually control the speed using the software.
Yep. And then you can also control using the keyboard itself, so depending on what you like. And let's go for...
You actually have a lot of modes you can choose from the software itself.
Yes, snow wing. Let's control the background to become green color, and then you can see white snow is dropping. One thing to note is that the RGB is very smooth transitioning.
Yes, the transition is a lot better than
what
most of those RGB keyboards. I mean the cheaper ones to find the market.
Oh, you can also play Snake on this, which is...
that's not something I would really recommend because...
Yeah, it's not new, but it's a return of this feature on Cooler Master keyboard. That's a pretty quick rundown. I'll show you some screenshots on the software itself. You can also, again, do macro, remap your keys, and you have a total of 4 profiles. I'm not sure why I do this, but yeah. 4 profiles, very versatile. But there's a bit of a problem, and that's the keycaps itself. This keycap is an ABS with black paint coated around it, and that's pretty much it. It's a very basic keycap, very thin, and here comes the cons of this keyboard. When you type on it, it feels very hollow and very loud.
Yes, from the sound of it, you can actually know that it feels very hollow.
Yep, and especially when you hit the spacebar, doesn't sound really good. And this is only with red switch. Imagine if you combine that with a blue switch, clickiness. Oh god.
So keycaps aside, you have very basic cables. It's not braided, so I mean for flexibility wise, it's good because you can kind of like roll it in this way without any issues. It's just that if you were to pull it with any extra force, it might not last that long. So having a braided cable is good as well.
We do have another CK550 here.
Oh yes, we actually replaced the keycaps.
This is an aftermarket PBT keycap, side printed by the way. That's why you can't see any legends at the top. And when you type on it, it feels very different.
And it sounds a lot better.
Yes, let's do it. A lot quieter. Hammer on the
solid. If we compare it side by side, here's the difference you can hear. This is the original keycaps and the PBTs.
Remember, same keyboard, same switch, Gitaron rates, just different keycaps. That's the difference that it makes. And for me, personally, I would suggest you to get CK550, get some aftermarket PBT keycaps on Taobao. It's a very good upgrade.
Unless you're not really keen into looking for aftermarket keycaps, you do have some alternative for the sound, I guess, which is O-rings. O-rings is pretty common nowadays, and you can find it pretty much anywhere. And here's why. Okay, we'll remove one keycap.
Yeah. Oh, this will be a quick tutorial on how to install O-rings.
It's easy. You just take the O-ring, put it around your stem, the stem of the keycap, and press it back. That's it. So for the difference, right? This is the one with the O-rings, and it sounds very hollow. But once you install an O-ring on it, this is how it sounds like.
Ooh, that's good.
It sounds a lot better, and it feels more solid when you type on it.
And this is PBT without O-ring.
And if you install O-rings on PBT, I mean, it's more of a personal preference, but for me, I like O-rings because of a very good reason. It makes the key sounds more silent. Without. Okay, so to sum up our overview on this keyboard, the Cooler Master CK550, here's what you get. For 249 ringgit to be exact, you get quite good features in terms of the customizability of the RGB. I mean, there are cons,
obviously,
which is the keycap itself. I mean, come to think of it, right, if you were to compare keyboards, budget keyboards within this price range, there are pros and cons, such as some keyboards has good double shot keycaps. I mean, it's still double shot, but they are lack of this kind of customizability there. So for that extra bucks you're paying for the CK550, I think the price is pretty much
justified. Very justified. You get good software, per key backlighting, programmability, and you just need to change the keycap or add O-rings. That's it. It's a very good keyboard.
That's the kind of minor upgrade you can do for the keyboards for better experience.
And you can learn something about keyboards too in the meantime. But story for another day. That's it for all about the CK550, and
do subscribe to our channel for more similar video like this. Subscribe to our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram for any kind of updates which you might interest in. And that's pretty much of the video. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.